I have this interesting relationship with growth and self-mastery. My tagline is self-mastery is the next frontier of leadership. And that can be
Mhm.
self-leadership or leadership of others, whether it's in our families or in our communities or in our businesses or, leadership. We can be leaders in different areas.
Totally.
I think a lot of people think like leader, like a lead, like you run the country or you run a company, or no, you could be a leader within your family, in looking at your trauma and the I'm struggling with my words today, my menopause.
It's
um
okay, take your time.
yeah, so growing through difficult things and becoming the best version of ourselves. But then there's also the understanding that I'm a Christian, so I have the understanding that I'm not perfect and I'm never going to be perfect, but that the Holy Spirit works through me, and that's what makes me a great Christian or human, is that I allow that which is greater than me to shine through me. And growth lies at the edge of being able to do that more and more. And
Exactly.
so self mastery is really about the small self being mastered by the big S, which is for me the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think it's an
I
evolution, and I think that that it's an evolution, it's a ongoing evolution until the day we leave this earth.
mm,
There's no end date to that. For me, growth is people often say, "Oh, when am I going to get there?" And I go, "Where is there?"
mm,
There is no there.
mm,
And you mentioned that leadership and is anyone can lead. You're absolutely 100% correct, because often people see leadership with a title, and they're completely different things. I mean, leadership is the ability to influence and guide and inspire people, and you don't need a title for that. You
mm,
can do that all day, every day, by little acts of kindness, by taking a view that you want to be leading, as opposed to, and you can't be leading all the time. I think that's also a
mm,
misnomer. We think that you've got to be a leader, you've got to be a leader all the time. That's not
mm,
entirely true. There are times where you follow and where you fit in, and there are other times where you can lead. So yeah,
mm.
but you have a leadership mindset, which I think is important for growth.
Yeah, I mean, and if I think about how things used to be for the baby boomers, it's a um, they had very not strict rules, but very set rules. Mom stayed at home and looked after the family, and dad went to the office and worked. And so when he came home and he didn't have to lead like he did in the corporate space, mom was kind of running the show. It was an amazing sense of relief for him. Then as Gen X came along, and we were like, no, we want emotionally present fathers. We want fathers that work at home but can come and be leaders work in the office, but come home and be leaders too. Um,
Exactly.
and then we went to the office and we said, right, like we want to, it's for ourselves. We want to be leaders in the office. We want to lead at home. We want to be like these super women. Um, and I'm seeing more and more and more of our generation, like really, because most of us are going into our 50s or have been already in our 50s. And you've done some really beautiful work around that. Like, how do you reinvent yourself after 50? I'd love to hear your viewpoint on that.
Well, I've actually just turned 60. This is my birthday on the 9th of May. So,
Amazing.
yeah, I think reinvention is ongoing. I mean, I think maybe, when I worked at Investec, which was my corporate career, it was a very big theme of, reinventing yourself, because the organization was growing so quickly when I joined them. And so fast, you kind of really had to be moving quickly to keep pace with what was going on around you. And I think that obviously had some influence and some formative thinking in my, I was 18 when I joined them. So, yeah, and I think that reinvention theme really for me was set at a very early stage, where um, and in fact, I did an interview for someone the other day who asked me this question in a different way, and it kind of just dawned on me that that whole um, expectation that you had to be reinventing yourself in order to keep pace with the growth of the organization is actually really what gave me the foundation to be able to then go off and do something like professional photography and then go and do something. So the reinvention was really quite radical in many ways, but not really, because business fundamentals apply regardless of what you're doing. So it's just, yeah. So the reinvention for me kind of comes, it's not a scary thing. And I think that's always what holds people back, is being afraid, because you know what you've got now, but you don't know what you're going to have or what you could have. And so the unknown is always scary. And not trusting yourself, not knowing yourself well enough to go, well, actually, I know that I'm hardworking and I'm courageous and I'll make a plan. And I think going back to doing those hard things like, base camp or Kilimanjaro or whatever hard things are for people, if you do those things, you learn that actually you'll find a way of doing it. That's the learning. That's the resilience part, is that you'll know you'll come up with a plan. It's going to happen. It's going to be okay.